Hi guys, I think I'm live. I tell you what, it's always so crazy I can't tell. Oh my, I think. Okay guys, all of them are starting that way now. Somebody actually called in, no, I guess this was emailed. Sonny, I sure hope you come on. I sure hope you come on because I want to answer your questions, but I have some more questions for you. Okay? And you guys, I'm back in the Duncan booth. Throw your shot. Hit me with your best shot. Sorry. I want to talk about what you guys want to talk about, because if you don't tell me what you want to talk about, then we're going to end up talking about the prostate again. So, I'm just saying, there's Alicia. Alicia, you're on vacation again. And there's Dawn. Yay. I'm so glad you guys came on. Somebody asked me a question. Dawn, I've been thinking about giving that horse serotonin, and I'm excited. I'm excited about giving that horse serotonin. I know that sounds really crazy, but if it's a person, thanks for the hearts. If it's a person and they're startled easily, then that's when I'd use the serotonin, and I swear it helps. Maybe it'll help with the horse. This is important, Dawn. You got to get back to me on this one, okay? You got to get back to me. Hey, Janine. Glad you're with us. Dawn, me too. Okay, yeah, I'm expecting it to work. I've not given a horse serotonin before, but it sure works well on me. And if you're really startled for no reason, then I feel like it's, that's where you start. And a lot of times people, feel that they have reasons to be startled, and I agree. Like the other day, I walked in the other room and David didn't know I was going to walk in, and he freaked out. He like jumped out of his skin, and I said, low serotonin. And so the very next day, he walked in on me, and I acted the same way, and he's like, low serotonin. Well, it's true though. If you startle easily, that is a sign of your serotonin being low. So maybe that'll work on the horse. Wouldn't that be interesting? Wouldn't that be interesting? Of course, I can't have the horses take Drainer and all that. Maybe I could. I better check on that. Anyway, if the serotonin really works, then we probably want to revisit the Drainer product, Dawn. So be sure and remind me of that, okay? All right. Okay, hopefully this Miss Sunny will come online so I can answer her questions. I mean, I know what she's asking, but I have some questions for her so I can answer it appropriately, because one shoe does not fit all, okay? We're still hearing a whole lot about tinnitus, or most people just say ringing in the ears. They've got ringing in the ears, or they've got vertigo. And I say you don't treat any of that until you first check about the allergies. A lot of times people actually, their main issue is that they should stop sugar or they should not be doing dairy. And I say most of the time, if we fix the allergies, which I like this Kids Allergy Drops. Y'all have heard me say this over and over and over, but I like the Newton Kids Allergies. That's my favorite one. Okay. Another thing that I keep hearing a lot about right now is the Candida. People are not calling it that. They're saying yeast infections. And again, we're talking about sugar. And y'all need to know, I know nobody wants to give up their sugar. You just got a Biomag, I know. Just get a Biomag, you're saying? Just get a Biomag. Hey, Pam, glad you're with us. Yeah, I agree, just get a Biomag. It's just that everybody doesn't know what a Biomag is. Those of you who don't know what a Biomag is, you need to go to my website, charleneparish.com, and push that button at the top of the page where it talks about Biomag. And Dawn, you're right. It's just amazing how that kind of works on everything. Dawn, my sinuses are awesome now. Thank you, baby. Thank you. I'm so glad you're doing so well. You know, I think it worked opposite for me, that I didn't do so well after day 3, and I think you kind of didn't do so well up till day 3. Anyway, I'm really glad you're better, and if you weren't a whole bunch better, I'd be all concerned, but I'm really glad that you're better, and I'm especially glad about the sinuses, because that that was random, okay? So, yay! And thank you. Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate you. I appreciate your prayers. I especially appreciate your prayers when I'm going to Dallas, which you know I'm leaving the first of the week. So those of you in Dallas, I'm on my way. I'm so glad you feel so much better, Dawn. So glad. I've had a good week for that, actually. A good week of people telling me how much better they felt after their biomag. I did have one older gentleman who couldn't tell much difference, and that made me sad. But he hadn't given it enough time either. So I'm going to Dallas. All my Dallas friends need to know I'm on the way. And those of you back here, you need to be praying for me in Dallas. And those for you in Dallas need to be praying for me here. My truck is broken down 3 times today. So I figure that's a good sign. That's a sign that we're doing something right. Okay? All right. So those of you who are local, which I know a couple of you are, you need to know that I am well aware that the allergies are so bad right now, but I promise you, if you stop the sugar, you'll see a major difference in your allergies. Now, as far as the mucus part goes, that is dairy. But as far as the actual sugar part, I mean, sugar's just our enemy, and nobody wants to hear it. I apologized to my last client. It was a biomag, and I apologized to her and said, I'm sorry I have to be so obnoxious about the sugar over and over and over, but I really want you to hear me. So I'm going to keep harping on it. If I care about you, I'm going to keep harping on it until you do hear me. And to me, the main issue is, what can we do to stop the sugar cravings? Because we all really, I'm sorry, I have to take my shoe off. We all really do have to stop sugar. So the question is, how do you do that? How do you go about doing that? Is there, it's easy for me to understand because I was a smoker, and I didn't smoke for 5 years, smoked 1 cigarette and bought a carton. So I understand addiction. So I know, and I saw a client the other day. I said, where have you been? She said, face down in birthday cake. And I looked at her chart and I said, for 3 years? She goes, pretty much. See, you don't have to keep saying that to me, because I was a heavy smoker, not just a little smoker, a heavy smoker. And I smoked 1 cigarette and bought a carton, so you don't have to tell me about the sugar. I've never in my whole life had 1 cookie. I watch Joyce Meyer regularly, and she years ago wrote a book. She never talks about it again, so she must realize it's not the right approach. But about that, what is it? Something, eat the cookie by the shoes, I think was the title. And I'm like, no, everybody can't eat the cookie. Now, they think that everybody should be able to eat the cookie, and maybe they can. I'm not one of them. Because if I ate 1 cookie, bags and bags of cookies wouldn't be enough. So, no, I can't eat the cookie. So, and I know that since I stopped sugar, my whole life radically changed. So, y'all need to kind of think about that, okay? As far as 1 single treatment for yeast, I think I would have to go with the bluebonnet. I think I'd have to go with the bluebonnet acidophilus. Hey, Pete, we're glad you joined us. I think I would have to go with the bluebonnet acidophilus because, first of all, they're the first guys on the market now that are, besides the fact they're cute and they're funny and all that, they're godly, and the products are in a glass bottle. So I love bluebonnet, okay? But they've come out with the first probiotic that actually can tell you where it's from. So it's DNA verified. We know where it's from. And believe it or not, it's cheaper. So here we got a bunch of strains, super strong, glass bottle, DNA verified, and cheaper. So that's my first approach. It's almost like, you got to get the basics right. It's like your faith or building a house. You got to get the foundation right. So get the foundation right, and then when you get the foundation right, everything else, I think, kind of falls in place. And I think foundationally speaking, I think the most important thing I take is the bluebonnet CoQ10, but probably that's not the most important. Probably the probiotics the most important. I appreciate the bluebonnet CoQ10 the most because it's the thing that keeps me young. So it's not just young in appearance, because you know that can change. It's more that it's young. It keeps the neurons in the brain from dying as quickly as they do when we age. So I think the most important thing I take is, I still think it's the most important thing I take is CoQ10. And I like the Bluebonnet because I know those guys, I know their raw material, I know what they import, I know who they import it from, and they give me a huge discount. And they give me an 18% discount, and I pass on 15% of that to you. But I think that if we don't balance our flora, our bacteria, the good guys and the bad guys, if we don't keep putting good guys in, when you put enough good guys in and then the balance changes, it's almost like the good guys win. Okay? And I actually have 3 or 4, I think it's 4, thank you notes on my desk of people that had like various things like diverticulitis or Crohn's disease, or they found polyps in the colon, or a bunch of things that had to do with the colon. And they write me these letters to tell me how great they're doing. And the truth of the matter is it's that starting basic, just like I was saying. Let's start basic and build from that. So, all right. And the other thing, these are things y'all have called in or come by the store and said, would y'all please talk about on the live feed? Okay, mouth ulcers, that's interesting. Mouth ulcers, again, is an imbalance of acid-alkaline, so it's really important to do the probiotic, and I think all probiotics are not created equal. So I think that the silver is super important. Ginger, you want to get me a silver? The little guy? Huh? Yeah, that's fine. This company is the least expensive company. This is Ginger, y'all. Hi, wave. Hello. Ginger. Doesn't she look cute? She is so adorable. And you know what I love best about Ginger? Ginger, I was going to write this down and my life gets too busy. I heard 2 different preachers today talk about it's not important. It's not that it's not important. But the issue is not what you see people doing. The issue is what people do when no one's watching. And that's why I love you so much, because I know that you're always doing the right thing. A person of integrity. I don't have to wonder what Ginger's doing when I'm not here. I know what Ginger's doing. She's working and she's helping the customer. Thank you. I appreciate you. And also I appreciate the fact that you give 110% all the time. There's not like a bad day. Okay? Thank you. Okay, silver. This is my favorite one, colloidal silver. It's silver. We understand that they're backwards. But it's natural past silver wings. And it was funny back when I had my live radio show, which, you know, the radio show was fun. Hey, Frank, glad you're with us. The radio show is great fun, but this could be more fun if you guys would come by the store and go live with me. It's me standing here talking to myself that's nutso. So please ask me a question. And y'all quit chickening out. It's not like you're having to stand in front of the camera. Y'all need to just let me know what you want to know. Just type it in. I don't even know where you type it. But just type in your question, okay? This company is the cheapest silver on the market, but it's the strongest. And here's how you know. Hey, Mary. Glad you're with us. Golly, that's a name I miss. You were very, very missed, Miss Mary. You guys are very, very missed, okay? I had this lady live on my radio show, and this was during the big H1N1 scare, and she said she would go live on the radio show as long as I did not talk about silver preventing the flu, okay? So when I got her live on the air, I said, okay, I've already heard I can't talk about silver preventing the flu. She goes, that was really cute, Dr. Parrish. I said, okay, I'm sorry. I'll try to behave. So right before we went off the air, I said, okay, I just have one more question to ask. And this is the owner of the company. I said, I have one more question to ask. I said, I want to know why your silver is so much cheaper. What size is this? This is the 2 ounce. And that's a 2. It has gone up in price. It actually has gone up in price. But it's 15, okay? Katrina Lynn Snyder, yay! See me tomorrow? I'm going to see you tomorrow, Katrina. I'm so excited. I didn't know. I'm so excited. Is Katrina on my schedule for tomorrow? We better make sure, because Katrina thinks she is. Miss Katrina thinks she is. I'm excited about that. Anyway, I asked, just as we were about to go off the air, I said, so Liz, tell me, why is your silver so much cheaper? Katrina, can you call the storage? She's shaking her head that you're not on that schedule. That's weird. And I'm leaving for Dallas, so I need to see you. I had wanted to see you today. So I asked, back to the story. I asked Liz why her silver was so much cheaper than the other guys. And she said, did I tell you I was born on the mission field? They really are ripping you off. Let me tell you how to read your silver. So if you're not buying your silver from me, then we need to know how, you need to know how to know what you have, okay? You're looking for this little word, ppm. It actually means parts per million. And so what you want to know is how many parts per million are in your silver. And what the deal is it's how big the particle is and how dilute it is. So people that are making their own silver, the particle's the wrong size. People that whose silver say, most of them say, the really expensive ones say 10 ppm. That means that they took this silver, watered it down until they got 10 parts per million, and that's what you're paying for. Okay? So 250 is a whole bunch, but that's our smallest one. And you can actually get the 500 parts per million, but golly gee, I almost called his name. There's a couple of local guys that I argue with. No, stronger is not necessary. You can just use the 250 parts per million and then be sure and dilute it, because it needs water molecules to pull out the toxins in. Okay? I love this stuff. I love this stuff. When I first opened on Clay Street, and my niece had an incurable viral infection, and I said, I don't know, and I called a colleague, and she sent me the silver. Well, I got the paper on the silver, and I was reading the brochure in my typical ADD self. I opened it in the middle, you know, reading it from the back forward in the middle, and it says, it starts saying all the things it's been researched for. It started with A, and when it got to bubonic plague, I took the paper and said a few cuss words. I'm working on that, guys, okay? You guys can pray for me. Little Ginger and I just had that conversation, but we won't say who we were talking about. Some people say they're working on that and they don't mean it. I really mean it. I'm really working on it, okay? I threw the paper and says, this sound like snake oil? But I gave the product to my niece and she used it, and I didn't think about it again, but like a year later, she said that she signed some papers in Tallahassee giving the doctors permission to research how the colloidal silver that her aunt gave her actually cured an incurable viral infection and left no scar tissue. So I'm really impressed with this stuff, okay? I'm really impressed with it. But here, so I went back later, a year later, and read that paper. And by the way, I kept that paper. I don't figure Liz will ever see this recording, but as soon as I got a certified letter about tearing up that paper, of course I made copies of it. Anyway, it started again. I was reading again from A to Z about all the things that had been researched, but here was the part that was so terribly interesting. Nothing viral, fungal, or bacterial could exist in the presence of silver. Now, that was so interesting to me because of the way it had been used. Hey, Heidi. No, Heidi, I never knew it said Braun. Did I realize your maiden name was Braun? How did I miss that? You know, Robin's last name is Braun. Heidi, what's the Braun part? Heidi's our rock star because Heidi is still losing, but she's the one who... Heidi, I'm going to let you say it. I want you to type the words out. How many pounds have you lost since knowing me? That's your maiden name. I never realized that, Heidi. How did I not realize that when I met your parents? That's weird. Heidi, tell us how much weight you've lost. Tell us how much weight you've lost. And also, Heidi says she was on a bunch of antidepressants, so I didn't remember that. Hey, James, just shared your video. Oh. Oh. Heidi has lost 167.5 pounds. You looked so great the other day, Heidi. It was just such a blessing. I just wish that I could just continue to hug you. I know that sounds weird, and I try to control myself, but actually, I told somebody at Rotary told me back in the olden days they were not allowed to hug women. Anyway, I thought that was funny. But Heidi, I'm so proud of you. I just can't stand it. You're just hey, are you already on vacation? You're supposed to be on your way for vacation, and do you have the dogs with you? Yay! Yay, I'm so glad you're on vacation. Let me know if you run into Alicia. Let me know what Alicia's doing, okay? And who's with her. Want to know all that stuff. Okay, about to the silver. So even when, I mean, I have so many success stories, I don't even know where to start with the silver. The silver is just the cat's meow. You know, I remember I was with David, and this was before he became a full-time missionary, and he was working, and I was with him, and we were in some hotel room, and I woke up with a bright red eye, and I wear a contact in this eye. So I knew that when that would happen, I would flush my eye with what the drops the eye clinic gave me, but I was on the road, and that couldn't happen. So I put some silver in one of those little creamer things, you know. I cleaned it real good with soap and water, and then I put a few drops of silver and a few drops of good bottled water in it, and I washed my eye, and I swear it was faster than when I did the drops, the prescription drops. I'm really impressed with that stuff. I can remember, well, I won't tell that one because it was on somebody else. There are so many silver stories, so many silver stories. Hey, Donnie and Martha, some of my favorite people. I hope Martha finally got to see her Easter lilies, because I have so enjoyed them. They're starting to droop now. I miss you guys. I was planning on seeing you guys for Easter. That was just horrible. My truck broke. You missed the part where I said my truck broke down 3 times today. So I know I made the right decision not to go a few hours away. Anyway, where was I? If anybody's got some silver testimonies, y'all come on with them, because I'm drawing a blank and remembering. Ginger, you want to answer that? Yeah. Just because Miss Katrina thinks that she's coming to see me tomorrow. Maybe she's just coming to visit. Maybe she didn't mean she was coming to do her biomag tomorrow. Okay. All right. So it's diet time, and everybody's asking me again about the diet. I don't know. This time of the year, everybody gets real serious about their diet, but those of you who know me know that I'm not wanting you to be serious this time of the year. I want you to be serious all the time. Donald, we did not get them yet. Okay, then Martha must have given me the wrong address. No, it was a picture, Donnie. It was a picture that I sent to the website. And I sent it again, and it says that it went. It says that it went both times. I hope I didn't delete that picture, because now they're droopy. But anyway. Okay, as far as dieting, I don't think you should actually diet. Ginger, make sure you watch the time, baby. Oh, it's 5 now. Okay. As far as dieting, I really don't believe that people should diet. I really think that what they should do is find out what they're supposed to be eating, and they should stick with that all the time. And I say that because, you know, all of y'all know I lost like 100 pounds, and I'm maintaining it, almost all of it. And I'll never forget when I was about to go on a cruise for my 60th birthday, and everybody was so freaked out. I was going on a cruise after losing 100 pounds, and I'm like, you don't understand. I eat the same no matter where I am. I'm O blood type, so I eat red meat, seafood, vegetables, seeds and nuts, and nothing else. So it doesn't change where I am. Ginger, bring your cute self over here. They'd much rather see you with me. They much would rather see you. Where'd she go? Oh, the other thing we should watch the time on this, okay?
Okay.
The other thing that we should probably talk about is the CBD oil.
Yeah.
Did that price increase ever happen? I know that we were having a price increase.
I don't think so.
But Ginger, you're right out of the view, right? CBD oil. If I turn that, Alicia will kill me. I think I can turn it. Alicia's not here. Yeah. Look, that worked. Isn't that it? Yay. Okay. Here's all the CBD oil. All this is CBD oil. Now, those of you who don't know what CBD oil is, you need to know that that's particularly funny. I came back from the show. Oh, that's so weird. The lighting changed. That's what changed. Alicia's going to be screaming, "Quit playing with your hair." The CBD oil. The CBD oil is like all the constituents of marijuana without the high. I guess there was probably another way I could say it, but that's really the bottom line. What do you hear?
I actually had someone call me and say that their doctor told them to not get the CBD oil because it would show up on their test, and I had to tell her that's not.
Well, the truth is if they do this cheap kind of test, that CBD oil can show up.
Oh.
So that wasn't exactly a lie. Like, I don't want my son to use it because he works for the state, and all you have to do is then go back and say, "Hey, Michael," you go back and say that try doing this test instead of that test because it was CBD oil. But it has such a minuscule amount of THC in it that it's considered an industrial agricultural product.
Yeah.
So there's
Well, she
there's
wanted hemp oil. So.
Well, and that is what it is,
Right.
of course. So yeah, she shouldn't have not gotten it. But yes, it could show up on a test. But you just have to explain to them that you were taking hemp oil. But I am hearing such great things, y'all, and it really does put you in a better mood, and it really does work on insomnia. And many of you know I had post-herpetic neuralgia right here, and it made a huge difference.
3 minutes.
Oh, I guess we're through. We have to come off now. It made a huge difference in so many symptoms I had. So many symptoms. The CBD oil is really, really cool. And it's still, isn't it like $21?
Mm-hmm. Miss Pam said it's helped a lot with her.
Well, good. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Share it with your friends and write your questions down. Pam works wonders. Yay, we were just saying we think Pam thinks it really worked well too. Bless you. God bless you. We'll see you next week.